Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
I'm Nuclo. Thanks for watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. We appreciate that. And we have a lot to talk about this morning with those cold temperatures. So let's say hello to meteorologist Scot Haney, who has that new information just into our newsroom here with that record-breaking cold.
Pretty exciting.
Ooh.
I've just changed the banner, the tied the record cold.
Nice. Well, you did that fast.
I did that fast, right? I was like, boom.
You're on it.
I'm on it. This morning, yes, we have tied the record at Bradley, 29 from 1989. It is 29 degrees at Bradley. Sunday into Monday, we turn our attention to our next set of first alert weather days. For a coastal storm that means business, we're expecting wind and rain. Right now, the freeze warning continues. The frost advisory continues until 9 o'clock this morning. There it is. Let me give you a big old kiss. 29 degrees at Bradley, again, tying that record from 1989. 29 in Tallinn, 30 in Willimantic, Norwich at 26. A lot of frosty pictures coming in this morning. Once we get through this morning, the temperature is going to rise nicely into the low 60s. Tomorrow's a pretty good day. Then we turn our attention to Sunday and to Monday. We're expecting periods of rain, windswept rains, a gusty wind, and coastal flooding. It's all on the table for Sunday into Monday. We've already got a coastal flood watch from Sunday morning through Monday afternoon as the water is going to get pushed into the sound with 1 to 2 feet of inundation. So if you live along a normally flood-prone area of the shoreline, you want to take some precautions now. All right, so here's what we're going to break it down for you step by step. Sunday, rain overspreads the state in the afternoon. The wind ramps up. Monday, gusty, windswept rain, gusts 30 to 40 plus miles an hour. And then Tuesday, the coastal storm makes a departure, but we got to get through a lot of weather Sunday into Monday. As we take a look at the coastal storm, heavy rain, gusty winds, power outages, a possibility, and coastal flooding is also a possibility with, again, 1 to 2 feet of inundation. We'll keep you posted. As we move through the day today, enjoy it. The temperature's going to warm up into the low 60s with abundant sunshine, and I'll have your 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit. Kate, good morning.
All right, good morning, Scott. Yeah, I think a lot of folks probably have their heat on in their homes and definitely in the car this morning. We're looking really good, though, out on the roads. Take a look here. Hartford, Waterbury, Middletown, Meriden. You can see traffic is moving really smoothly. Just checked in with the DOT here. No reports of any accidents. We are seeing some of those typical delays building in Bridgeport, Stamford, Trumbull. That's typical for this time of day. And you can see your drive times, though, we're looking really good. Hartford to New Haven and Waterbury to Hartford. Average speeds out there. Just a little bit of that congestion impacting the drive times. New Haven to the GW Bridge. But elsewhere, we're looking really good. That's your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers. All right, it's just about 7:04 now, and a neighborhood is shaken up this morning as an ongoing investigation into what is believed to be human remains is leaving a lot of unanswered questions this morning.
Yeah, we just got an update from the school. The gruesome discovery happened earlier this week on Clark Street in New Britain. Your reporter Matt McFarland ties it all together.
You can see the memorial here on Clark Street in front of the abandoned house. Dozens of candles and balloons that have been set up outside here. And, you know, while this investigation moves forward, police here in New Britain asking anyone with information to come forward, while those who live here in this neighborhood, they just want to know what led up to all of this.
Kind of scary to think that there was human remains right across the street from where me and my kids live.
A New Britain neighborhood remains on edge after a container was discovered in the backyard of an abandoned home on Clark Street Wednesday. Inside, believed to be human remains. Neighbors tell us more than a year ago, people began squatting inside the vacant building. A sign on the door from more than 2 years ago saying it's unfit for occupancy. As for the investigation, police are being pretty tight-lipped, not offering many details, with many wondering where the remains came from and how long they've been there.
A lot of people are just in array. It's like, what's going on down here? This is a quiet street. There's no problems down here, and then this activity came up.
Now, the New Britain School District says it can't comment or confirm on any information related to the possible identity of this individual at this time, but they are mindful that this news could be impacting members of the school community. They're aware of unconfirmed reports that this individual may be a former student, and the district says it's prepared to make support services available to students and staff. And again, New Britain police are asking anyone with information to contact their detective division. Your reporter in New Britain, Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, breaking news we just received moments ago. Hartford police tell us they're investigating an overnight shooting in the capital city. Investigators say they responded to Hartford Hospital shortly after 2 this morning for a report of a gunshot victim who showed up to the ER. Police say the victim is a man in his 20s and is expected to be okay. No word yet on any suspects.
Right now, Governor Lamont's office is deciding whether he will testify in the Costa Diamantis trial after Lamont was served a subpoena. Lamont was previously named as a potential witness in this case against his former deputy budget director, but had not been subpoenaed until Thursday. In a statement, an attorney for the governor's office says Lamont is not a party to the case and has no involvement in the underlying criminal allegations.
Well, meanwhile, the trial against Diamantis will resume Tuesday. Jurors have already heard from a school superintendent and several construction companies who testified Diamantis asked for money in exchange for school construction projects. He's pleaded not guilty to more than 20 federal charges.
Well, this morning, 2 suspects are facing 31 animal cruelty charges after police say they were found living in a trailer in Waterbury with a large number of living and dead animals. Officers responded to a storage rental facility earlier this week after a complaint. No word on the conditions of the animals that are still alive.
Right now, we're learning a man from Connecticut died in a skydiving accident last weekend. Officials in Massachusetts say it happened at the Orange Municipal Airport. First responders brought the 62-year-old man to the hospital where he died several days later. It's not clear what exactly happened, but the medical examiner's office will determine a cause of death. The FAA and local law enforcement are also investigating.
Meanwhile, police in Meriden are investigating after a 62-year-old woman was hit by a car, seriously hurt. They say she was walking on Swain Avenue when she was run over. Police say the driver stayed at the scene and is cooperating with the investigation. The woman was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive.
Right now, the U.S. Senate headed home for the long weekend after failing for a 7th time to pass a spending bill. Now the government shutdown extends into the next week. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers are furloughed. Democrats and Republicans remain at odds over cuts to Medicaid and whether to extend tax credits for the Affordable Care Act. Well, right now, the city of Hartford is preparing for 10,000 runners to take to the streets for the 32nd annual Eversource Hartford Marathon.
Yeah, tomorrow's the big day here, and preparations are already underway. Your reporter Taylor Knight has everything you need to know from the course in Hartford.
There absolutely is. The Eversource Marathon, Eversource Hartford Marathon, that is always an amazing event here in the capital city. You can see the finish line already set up behind me, ready to go for tomorrow. The race begins here in Hartford, and then it stretches through surrounding cities. So there will be some traffic impacts here, and some road closures actually begin this morning. The marathon route takes runners from downtown Hartford into West Hartford, East Hartford, and South Windsor before finishing back in Hartford under the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Arch. Roads will be closed for runner safety starting today. In Hartford, Elm Street from Trinity to Clinton Streets and Trinity Street from Elm to Capitol Avenue will be shut down this morning at 9. Then at 5:30 this evening, Elm Street from Clinton Street to Pulaski Circle, and Clinton Street and West Streets will be closed. The rest of the road closures in Hartford begin at 4 tomorrow morning. And anyone in West Hartford, South Windsor, and East Hartford should be prepared for road closures at 7:30 tomorrow morning. There are also several highway exit ramps on 84 and 91 through Hartford that will be shut down for a good portion of the day tomorrow. It's best to just plan ahead and give yourself plenty of extra time if you are planning on being in the Hartford area tomorrow. Your reporter in Hartford, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Taylor, thank you. And just a reminder here, if you haven't already, you have to pick up your bib between noon and 9 tonight at the Marathon Expo. It's taking place at the Connecticut Convention Center. You will not be able to pick up your bib on race day.
And if you can't attend the race in person, a reminder, Channel 3 is the place to be for the Eversource Hartford Marathon. You can watch the action live from the finish and start line Saturday morning from 7:30 until noon on the Wax, and we'll stream it live on WFSB+.